Have you ever wondered what bobsleigh athletes wear for race day? Well, today I'm going to show you. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nick Leeson here, two-time Winter Olympian, Team GB bobsleigh, and today I'm going to take you through what we wear on a bobsleigh race day.
A couple of years ago, in fact last season. So, Nick Gleeson, you saw their legs trembling.
So, starting from the bottom, we'll start with the athlete's feet and their footwear. And what do they wear on race day? They wouldn't be complete without a set of bobsleigh ice spikes. So these ice spikes were made by Adidas, and they've now discontinued them. As you can see on the bottom, this is the main feature of the ice spike. They're called brush spikes, not like traditional athletic spikes where you normally have 6 to 8 spikes per foot. You're looking at about 200 to 300 spikes per foot. They're called brush spikes because when they hit the ice, they go in, they grip, and it's almost like a brushing movement. Nothing will then slip. There's a few features about this shoe. It's not just a nice white ice spike with a zip. If you unzip it, there is an additional layer where you get some laces, and this is where you can tighten them however you want, tight, loose, not really asked. There is also another function to this zip. As much as it looks snazzy and gnarly and it may just be there for aesthetics, if you were to jump in with a loose lace loop, you know, flopping about everywhere and it gets caught on something, should something go wrong and you need to move your foot or get out of the sled, you're then stuck in there. So zip it up, tuck the laces in, nice and tidy, nice and clean, look good, push good.
A couple of years ago. In fact,
next up, we have the lycra race suit. Perfect for making you look aesthetically pleasing in cold conditions. And I promise you, it may look small now, but it does fit. I've still got a few battle scars from my crash and Whistler. Got a few on the back as well.
oh, and he's gone. Trying to find the pace.
But what race suit would be complete without a couple of battle scars? We've got a massive GBR, obviously for Great Britain. We've got our former sponsor logos. We used to have a little partnership with Adidas, whoops, Under Armour. UK Sport funding, that's when we were funded by the government and UK Sport and the National Lottery. That's now come back. Thank you very much, guys. Can't wait for that. And then just loads of Union Jacks. British bobsleigh logo for our association. Battle scars. Union Jacks. So next up, an item that you wear under the race suit, although I just wanted to keep it off, so I wanted to show you guys. This is the burns vest. As important as the helmet is, I think this is also an extremely important piece of equipment. This is what separates an athlete's skin from the ice in the event of a crash. So don't be thinking it's just the lycra suit, because that has a tendency to be ripped open on the ice. This is what stops friction burns, ice burns, and it keeps the athlete out of hospital. What it is, it's a bit of fabric that's been knitted together and sandwiched, and it's also got a Kevlar stitching within the actual fabric. So it's very strong, very robust, and it's saved my skin on a number of occasions, and I will be forever grateful for it. The best piece of equipment I've ever invested in. By wearing one of these amazing burns vests during your ride down a bobsleigh track, it will stop you getting things like this. An ice burn. Not cool. Perfect, back in my normal clothes. Now I'll move on and I'll show you the gloves. So these are the gloves that we wear when sliding, racing, whenever. We use them on training days and we use them on racing days. Other glove companies are available, glove brands. I'm not endorsed by size. Just getting that in there. These gloves, there's nothing really much to them. They're just very thin leather. They're fairly stretchy, and they've got a weird thing about them that should they get wet, they get a little bit more grippier. So because it's a winter sport, before we go off on a race, I get my hand, I rub it on the ice, and they get a bit tacky. So it allows me a bit more grip when I'm going down. And that's pretty much it. They're a simple bit of equipment, but very, very important. Should you have an accident and you are ejected from the back of the sled and you put your hands down, this will save them. Otherwise, you'll be walking around like one of the hands from the Pirates of the Caribbean when they put their hand in the moon. Probably the most important piece of equipment in bobsleigh, no matter if you're training on a push track, you're training on an actual bobsleigh track, you're racing, whatever you're doing, this will save your life.
Last of our 27 sleds is the one that the track bike.
but a proper one. Don't buy cheap. Okay, it's the one thing that you don't cheap out on is a helmet. It's the first thing that'll be in contact with the ice should you go over, and it's the one thing that'll be in contact the whole way down because you can't avoid it. This here is a BMW one. It's preferred by many nations because it's got like a little aerodynamic kicker on the back, aero and all that voodoo stuff. Nice blue visor. Open up, you can see my ugly face, should I be wearing it. The chin strap on the bottom, I prefer a D loop, I think they call it, a double D. Actually not, not a double D. The strap goes through both the loops, you pull it back round and you go over one and through the last one, and then you pull it through, and then that is super secure. There's a little button in there should you want to button it up. That's super secure. You get helmets nowadays that have the fast release, the quick release, the little clips or whatever, and you kind of ratchet it in. Not a fan of them. They're only plastic should you go over and snap and too much force. I've never had one of these come off. Make sure it's done up before you go down, because there has been incidents where they've gone down, crashed, and the helmet's just been ripped off, and that's the end of it. So that's it, guys. That is all the kit and equipment that the Team GB bobsleigh team would wear on a race day such as the Olympics. Nothing else, nothing more. So I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video, guys.